intermittent fasting. Ever since I mentioned intermittent fasting in my videos, there has been a lot of questions about it, and I just want to share with you exactly how I do it and what it's done for me. Plus, I'll just throw at you a few key points about it, and you can do your research and see if that is something you can incorporate into your life and feel good about it. First of all, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is abstaining from food for a certain period of time, either say about 16 hours a day in a 24-hour period, or once a week, or once a month, 1 day a week, 24 hours abstaining from food, or 36 hours abstaining from food each month. Why in the world would anybody want to do that? Well, there is a lot of reasons. Now, if you look at all religions, there is some form of intermittent fasting incorporated into every religion for a reason, because it's very therapeutic and helpful for not just for spiritual growth, but for your health. There is some forms of fasting in Hinduism, Buddhism, Islam, Ramadan, Christianity, we know the Lent, most monks, Zen masters, practitioners, they eat 1 meal a day, and traditionally in Europe in the Middle Ages it was practiced all throughout the Middle Ages, 1 meal a day, 1 to 2 meals a day. In ancient Rome, it was eaten 1 meal a day. So it's something that has been part of our part of humanity, really, for a long time. And with the Industrial Revolution, with the bringing coffee into the Western world, people started eating more meals, eating something with breakfast because of the coffee consumption. So, and slowly what happened is, in America, the father of propaganda, Edward Bernays, had all these campaigns about breakfast food and bacon, because he was hired by bacon companies to popularize bacon as a breakfast food. He was in kind of war with Kellogg, and Kellogg on the other end was also popularizing their cereal, which wasn't healthy compared to just plain oats, as their breakfast food, because it's a $1 billion industry. So they started doing these campaigns of breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and they repeated it enough times for people nowadays to believe, in fact, that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, which is simply not true, because if you look at human history, generally people ate dinner, or even late lunch, in between lunch and dinner was the most important meal of the day and the biggest meal of the day, and that's when people got together and just had a meal together. Farmers probably were the people, the heavy workers probably did have a bite in the morning, but certainly no one was waking up to greasy bacon, eggs, and sugary drinks every morning. That's just something new. All right, I just got carried away a tiny bit with the history. How I do intermittent fasting? Basically, I eat 2 meals a day now. I have done it with 1 meal a day for many years since pregnancy and breastfeeding. I was open to 3 meals a day, but my body never asked for that. So I pretty much eat 2 meals a day. I basically wake up, I work, I then later on in the day, in the afternoon, exercise. Once I'm done exercising, I eat, and that's around 4 p.m. So I eat my first meal at 4 p.m. and it's always, it's just fruit. My first meal is always fruit. After that, I wait about 4 hours, and around 8 o'clock, I eat the dinner, which is vegetables, generally raw, but if it's winter, I would steam squashes, kabocha squash, sweet potatoes, soups, and so forth. I make dips made out of tofu and vegetables. I have a lot of dips on my website, and I eat raw vegetables with dips, or salads with a dressing that I make in the blender. And that has been my routine for many years, and I highly doubt I will change it, because I love it. The reason why I do intermittent fasting is I don't count the hours, but like, let's say if I don't eat after 9 or after 8, it depends how my day goes, I'm busy. Then I don't eat until 4 or 5 the next day, so you calculate it. how many hours that is for me. A lot of fasters, they don't eat for anywhere from 16 to 20 hours. And once a week I tend to try to just eat fruit for my first meal and fruit for my last meal, and that just feels good. That lets my body do a lot of important cleaning, detoxing, and repairing and healing work. Now, other things that it helps me with, and why I love doing intermittent fasting, is because it improves my moods, my clarity, my productivity, and my creativity. When I'm not busy digesting heavy meals all day long, I am very energetic, very clear, creative, and I'm in a work mode. So I'm not occupying myself with meals and food and then putting all my energy into digesting that food that I just ate. Rather, I'm putting all this energy into creativity. Other things that intermittent fasting has been used therapeutically for is to stabilize blood sugar for diabetes 2 patients, and for people with blood sugar imbalances. It does keep my blood sugar very steady. And other things it can do is help you detox. Detox is very important. It's not a trendy thing at all. We are all meant to allow our body to rest and detox. Our body, if it's constantly digesting small meals, it's not able to detox. And another problem with small meals is that if you're still digesting your previous meal and you eat again, the digestion of the previous meal stops, and so that new acid comes into in the stomach to break down the new meal. So you're having this undigested food happening. When you go into long intervals of not eating, you build digestive fire, you assimilate properly the food, and you have time to detoxify because you're not busy digesting, so your body is detoxifying while you're working. And because intermittent fasting increases human growth hormone and adrenaline, it can help you be very energetic. All my craziest classes that you've ever watched have been done in that portion of my day, the intermittent fasting portion, and at the end of it, because what I do is I work out and I eat immediately. You don't need to eat after you work out so that you can replace your glycogen reserves. So you have to fit it into your day. If you're looking into changing up your routine, you have to incorporate it into your day. Some people skip dinner because they start the day early, they work out early, they eat breakfast. So you have to figure out, you either skip one end of the day or the other. For me, breakfast, because I have never had appetite for breakfast. I probably 2 to 3 times a year I wake up and I want to eat. Generally, and even that is an exaggeration, I just never wake up and want to eat, especially a big meal. Now, I do snack if I need to. I have gone in the past without snacking, but now I have low-calorie things, meaning I'll have a coffee latte, a tea latte, matcha, a drink. I do melon tea latte. I love melon seed tea latte. I steep the melon seed and then I make a latte, and then I will eat the melons later on. So I do have little things. I'll have a little bite of something if I need to. Just something tiny that is not going to require much of digestive power. If you have been used, I'm trying to cover all points quickly without forgetting stuff. If you are used to eating on 3 square meals a day or 5 small meals a day or 6 small meals, it will actually, the first days when you switch to intermittent fasting, you'll be starving and you have to somehow distract yourself for 2 to 3 days up until your system switches to a new schedule. So give yourself time to switch over. What it can help a lot with is digestion. There is gonna be, once you switch to this, because the digestion is so optimal, there is no bloating. So you will not deal with bloating and poor absorption of nutrients and so forth, because you build strong fire. I have no bloating all through the day, and then when I eat again, I have no bloating because I have built strong digestive fire, and my body just is ready to digest my food. Basically, if I eat all day long, I would get bloated and heavy and just sluggish, and brain fog would set in. That's another thing it helps with, it's brain fog. Longevity, because it increases human growth hormone, and I'm sure for other reasons too, the detox reason I explained, and absorption. Maybe you are able. It is not a low-calorie diet. You're not readjusting your calories. You're redistributing your calories, and it is. I must say, it does not slow your metabolism down. Low-calorie diets can slow your metabolism, but this is not a low-calorie diet. It's just a normal calorie diet. But maybe it can reduce your. You can reduce your calories a little bit if you're looking to lose fat by 100 calories or 2 a day. So that's another aspect of it. You can maintain your weight. It has a fat burning potential. You do not burn your muscles when you do intermittent fasting. You burn your glycogen reserves mostly. Sometimes, if you're cutting calories, you can burn fat deposits, fat cells, and less so, but very importantly, it can burn old proteins that you no longer need. So that is a good effect on it, because it helps you rebuild your skin, rejuvenate your skin. Basically, if you have sagging skin, that's one way to tighten your skin, and I do feel that has helped me have a tighter skin and younger for my age body. I hate to say that, but oftentimes when people are my age, 38, the body starts to age, and that's one way to keep your body feeling as if you're 20. I do feel younger now than I was in my 20s, so I think it's helping. I've always practiced it in some form, but I wasn't as tuned into my diet back then. I wasn't completely vegan, although I was mostly vegan back then. I wasn't completely vegan, and I wasn't as tuned into just fresh food diet, fresh produce, mostly raw diet. So those are the two things that have helped me a lot. What it does, it provides clarity, because when you're not digesting, your mind is so clear and so powerful, you can get a lot done. It also, obviously I mentioned, it's good for any type of blood sugar imbalance issues. Let me see, from mood, I have my notes down so that I don't forget anything. Fat burning, more energy, better mood, creativity, gives you time to work. Now, I have to make a disclaimer. This diet or this lifestyle is not for anybody that suffers with anorexia or compulsive obsessive disorders, because the way it is done, it is not in order to make you be restrictive. It is to free up your time and give you time to do what you're passionate about, and then also improve your digestion. So if you tend to obsess over food when you're not eating in those intervals, you can't do this. You shouldn't do this, because it's just fitting into your obsessive behavior. For me, what it is I don't think of food in the time when I'm not eating. And after I work out, I usually shop very well. I always have a stocked up fridge, and just my floor is covered in melons, jackfruits, watermelon. So when I'm done working out, that's the first time I think about food. Meaning right now I'm not thinking about food, even though I'm talking about intermittent fasting. I'm thinking about getting this video done. So once I work out, I'll go into the kitchen and I will be looking for food and thinking about food for the first time. So my mind is free to work, for me to work and enjoy my day in the fasting period. What it does, it can clear fat stores in the liver, so it can improve your cholesterol. It can give you strong digestion. It can burn off weak cells, precancerous formations. Very good for that, because digestion detox in general can do that. Very strong digestion, which is the foundation of health. I have noted here that only kings used to eat large, massive breakfasts, and they were notorious for having terrible health issues. So That's another thing. It's just simply very flawed idea that we need 3 strong meals a day, because that's a way to just not allow your body to ever detox and be healthy. Every meal is important that you eat, and what you eat, but space between meals is almost as important, or even more important. Digestion can weigh you down. Generally, a lot of the intermittent fasting people are on a ketogenic diet, which means no carbohydrates. I'm probably the only person that has been practicing it before it was a word. Before it was trendy, I was practicing intermittent fasting because I always knew to eat when I'm hungry. So I definitely eat just mostly carbs, because vegetables and fruits are mostly carbs, and naturally I end up eating a lot of carbs with some nuts, seeds, tofu, beans, and some grains. Although I don't eat a lot of grains. If I want starches, I generally go for squashes and potatoes and sweet potatoes. But I'm one of the few people that eats mostly carbs, and it works for me very well. I do eat some fats, nut milks, olives, avocados, and nuts and so forth. Tofu is also fatty. And as far as proteins, I meet all my amino acid needs with vegetables and tofu and such. Say spinach is 30% of the calories in spinach are coming from protein, and 15% of the calories in spinach are coming from fat. So you do the math. And yeah, I have written down that back in the day, in the Middle Ages and such, they definitely didn't eat 3 meals a day. First meal is best to be fruit, because it allows you to detox further the body. Fruit can assist that detox that has been happening overnight. That's why breakfast is breaking the fast. So don't break the fast with greasy foods. That will just stop the detox, in my opinion. A lot of people recommend bone broth, and I just want to urge you to not poison your body with animal stuff thinking they're good for you. Radiation is stored in the bones of an animal. As you know, when you do an x-ray where there is certain amount of radiation coming towards your body, and then on the other end less radiation comes out. The missing radioactive particles are in your bones, and that's why you're able to see the bones from the x-ray. So there is radiation in general in our environment from different sources, so that ends up in the bones of animals, and that's just one factor of how bad bone broth is. Another factor is extremely cruel to participate in a very cruel industry. So there is no need for bone broth. If you want low calorie drinks, post in the comments below, and I'll share all my latte recipes with you that get me through the intermittent fasting period. There is a lot you can consume during the fasting period that's just low calories and gets you to your meal. Always follow your instincts, but sometimes a lot of people's instincts are very destroyed by years of poor health and poor habits. So once you're healthy, then follow your instincts. Until you're healthy, if your instincts tell you that you crave donuts 3 times a day, then don't follow those instincts. Be logical with those things. Not for anorexics. I said that. I think I covered most everything. It can help with fat loss as well, although this is not the main aspect of it. Anti-aging, skin tightening. Alright, so let's finish this video. Every so often there is a video that does not want to be recorded. I recorded this video. I first of all been hesitant to record it at all through the years and talk about intermittent fasting, because I know a lot of my followers suffer with anorexia, and you have to be careful what you share. So that is a very big disclaimer. Absolutely do not do more restrictive anything before you heal the psychological issues if you suffer with anorexia. Now I will finish with the post on Beautiful Yogis that one of you shared, Anna, about intermittent fasting, since we've been discussing it. She said that, oh my gosh, I've been doing intermittent and now my battery is dying, so I'm running fast. Oh my gosh, I've been doing intermittent fasting for about a week now, and it's made huge improvements in my life. It seems like most of my food problems are going away. I'm able to control my anxiety, my food dependence. I'm pretty much 100% raw since I started. I can listen to my body's cravings and actually take the time to listen and make the food it wants. I can be at ease with no eating and not go crazy. Once I have food, I eat calmly. I used to binge eat, and if I felt stressed, I would eat and eat a lot. Now I can control it. I can differ between hunger and anxiety and just be chill. Exactly, because oftentimes we eat out of anxiety to just chill the anxious thoughts. Oh my god, it's such an amazing tool in my life. Also, it allows us to deal with our emotions and to just see what's going on instead of always turning to food every time there is an emotion arising. Now I can control it. I can differ between hunger and anxiety and just be chill. Oh my god, it's such an amazing tool in my life. I feel somehow cured and healed. I recommend it 100%. Thank you, dear Ali. Yes, I will finish this video because my battery is indeed dying, but I have been practicing this since I can remember myself. I've never eaten breakfast. And my mom didn't eat breakfast, my grandpa. It's just something that is part of, I knew my mom had raised me by telling me, eat when you're hungry, right? Very genius concept. But that's what it's been for me. I just follow my hunger. I try not to eat out of habit, and I try not to, it happens to everybody, but stress eat is just something that's not good. When you have anxiety or upset feelings, it's best not to feed your body so that you don't feel your emotions. So it is good to eat calmly and when you're hungry, and wait for a good hunger to build up, so that when you're sitting down for a meal, or your digestive fire is strong. I hope this is helping you. If you have any questions about intermittent fasting, I love the subject, let me know. If you want to share certain things that it can be helpful for, or precautions, post them down. Of course, this is not a lifestyle for every single person. I'm just sharing what is very powerful in my life. And I'll see you soon. Namaste.